Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is currently hovering just around the 31.5k mark. It has recovered a little bit since the drop yesterday night, which was just below 30k. Altcoins, yeah, also a little bit of up and down after the initial shock yesterday. So generally pretty red picture in the crypto market. Is the low already in? That is what many people are asking. My personal opinion is it is not already in. I expect at least one more sell-off, and what that means, we can take a look at that in the chart, in the to take a look at what happens medium term and short term. And overall, yeah, it's quite interesting to see that many of the cryptos already come down, and I think it was now really only Polygon Matic which has not yet reached my target area, because Polkadot also reached it. Well, okay, and Bitcoin still, I think £800 off, or $800 off the target area. So let's take a look. And with target area for Bitcoin, I'm talking about this one here, the 20 to 29k area that I've mentioned first, and that became my primary scenario when we dropped here below 53k. Early in December, I've mentioned it before, but the 53k level was the invalidation point for another bull run. And from that point of view, this correction here has remained my primary scenario all the way down into the region between 20 and 29k. I told you back then that it is, in my opinion, the most likely scenario that we will see a major sell-off into the region between 20 and 29k. And the reason for that is that we have to come in such a correction with the highest likelihood in lower than the wave A, and the low, or the wave A, is here 28.7k, pretty much 28.6, 28.7k. That was here back in June. It's up and down a little bit depending on which exchange you're looking at, but roughly this is where we need to get to, and therefore still, in my opinion, I'm waiting for one more drop, at least, yeah, to get into this yellow target area. So this has remained consistently the view since November, and as you can see here, zooming out, it has really been one major sell-off, correction, and now another major sell-off coming here. And I still think that is not finished yet. And in terms of patterns here, so these are sort of the three main corrective patterns, flat patterns that we're looking at here. The regular flat was not possible because, as you can see here, the wave B in a regular flat is lower than the previous high, but on the Bitcoin chart, as you can see, that wave B was actually higher than the previous high. So the regular flat is off the table. With a regular flat, you can actually end around the area of the wave A low, so a little bit higher maybe, but this was off the table. Here with the expanded flat that we're seeing here, or ideally you come lower as well, but here with the expanded flat, or so-called irregular flat, which in my view was the most likely scenario, as we had gone above the previous high with the wave B, as you can see here, then with this expanded flat you need to come lower than the wave A to complete it properly. Again, there's always exceptions, but they are what they are called, exceptions, yeah. So we can only maneuver in this space in terms of looking at probabilities, and this for me was the most likely scenario, and I've been remaining consistent. The alternative to that would have been a running flat, where you end above the wave A. I mean, theoretically that is still possible, but I told you that just this is the most unlikely flat pattern, really. Especially, I mean, maybe you see it on lower time frames, but such a higher level wave correction that Bitcoin did here is not typical for Bitcoin, and we usually need to look at what Bitcoin did before, what did Bitcoin did in the past. And in the past, we don't see on such a high level wave degree, we haven't seen such a running flat yet. Yeah, typically Bitcoin does either regular flats or expanded flats. It likes to finish off a correction in a clean way, and the running flat, it is just something that doesn't finish a correction off properly. You don't get that capitulation phase, and therefore, yeah, this is just as an explanation why I remained consistent here with my view that we get to the 29k area. And with yesterday's drop, we came here to 29.7k, which is just amazing. And again, throughout that really not easy time, thanks again for all your support, because, you know, it is hard to remain bearish and consistent when everybody was already talking about new all-time highs here. But I think it has paid off so far. So where are we now? I told you yesterday that we will see here this yellow target area in a smaller wave degree, wave 3. We've come into this area, dropped below it slightly, that is not a problem, but we had quite a strong reaction to the target area, and we have now already bounced all the way up to 32.6k. Now, could this already have been the wave 3? Well, to take a look at that, we basically go to the 4-hour chart, or maybe even let's take a look at roughly the 2-hour chart. You can see it in a little bit more detail. Now, what I told you yesterday is to calculate here now the next wave, which is the wave 4. What we need to do, we need to take the retracement of that wave length, and this is from the wave 2 to the wave 3. And I told you that, come on, I need to zoom a little bit lower here, that the most likely retracement now is 33.7, could go all the way up to 35k. That is the 50% fib retracement. All of that would be within the scope of a wave 4. Now that hasn't been reached, but the minimum a wave 4 needs to do, and I mentioned that time and time again, that has already been reached, because this is the 23.6% Fibonacci level. So what I can tell you, I think the wave 3 is finished. That is my view. And I think we are either in the wave 4, or maybe we have already finished the wave 4. Now, I can't tell you that yet, but my view is I have to remain here consistent, and it's all about probabilities. So the most likely retracement for a wave 4 would be the 38.2% Fibonacci level at 33.7k. But it's not guaranteed that we get there, because we already reached the minimum here, the 23.6% Fibonacci level at 32.2. So as expected, we retraced a little bit to the upside. I did mention it this morning, and that so far has played out. It can go a little bit higher, but bear in mind that I do not, at least I, and again, I can only talk about the momentary snapshot on the chart, what I see at the moment. Things can change, but what I see here at the moment is, from my current point of view, that we do not yet see here sustainable moves to the upside. I think we are still here in the corrective mode, which means coming down impulsively. We're currently just correcting here to the upside a little bit, and I don't know why it's refreshing here. Correcting here to the upside a little bit. Yes, it might be a bit more, but we're not expecting here the huge pump. As a maximum, it could go to 35k, but that's already getting less likely then. The most likely area would be here the 33.7k level. From there on, then I would expect the move down. That could take us maybe into the region around 27k. I think that would be quite likely in a wave 5. Here, that could already, even though I've highlighted this as a higher level wave degree 3 and a smaller wave 5, to finish that one off, that could already be the low of the major dump, and we could see new all-time highs from here. But to do that, we would then really need to see a big pump. It is too early to talk about that yet. As I said, I expect at least one more dump to the downside. It could be that here we see another correction and then a major final capitulation that could take us down to 20k. It's too early to talk about that yet. I don't know. These are sort of two alternative possibilities. Either one more dump or two more dumps. Okay, so this is what we need to see when we get into the yellow target area, how the price is going to react to that target area. And if we see a strong reaction to the upside, then we will know more. And that is currently how I see Bitcoin. Very exciting week, absolutely. Let's take a look. 4-hour chart, still recovering here on the MACD. So as I said, we can go a bit higher. Still very much oversold on the 4-hour. So maybe we really see here this most likely 38.2% Fibonacci level at 33.7k for Bitcoin. A little bit more of a recovery before we get that next dump, but it's not guaranteed. We could already just start one more leg down from here. So message here is correction is not over. At least that's my view. There is never a 100% guarantee, but no, I don't see that is over yet. But there could be a bit more of a recovery all the way up to 33.7, maximum 35k in this scenario. That is currently my view, and I'm waiting for further sell-off. So hopefully you all get through this well. I think on this channel we do this quite well together. We've prepared for these prices. We've prepared for these prices, and we're actually waiting for even lower prices. where then at some point the whole correction should be over. We should see new all-time highs that should take us way above 100k. So thanks a lot for watching. I will of course update you here in the next few hours and days anyway about Bitcoin. If you don't want to miss that, then please subscribe, hit the like button, comment as well for the algorithm. And if you really like the content and want some more additional content, maybe behind the scenes content, want to join the live chat, want to join the Discord server with additional content and a weekly live stream, then check out the channel membership. I think it's really affordable compared to what we give and also compared to what other channels are charging. All right, thanks a lot for watching and see you in the next video. Bye-bye.